La 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 la. La 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 la. Hi, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Megan.
And we're the Hensons. So it's been a long time since we have released a video.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of reasons for that. Mainly it's just you get busy with life and making the videos takes a lot of time.
It does.
But it is something that we really enjoy looking back on. Mm-hmm. So we're deciding to solve the problem of what to do with all the video that we have by making some update videos that are sort of catch-up videos. So the video that we made on this channel, or the last travel video that we made, we bought a new truck. That was a long time ago. In reality,
Yeah.
in reality, that was like not a year ago. No, a year ago.
At least a year
Was it?
ago. Yeah.
A long time ago. Whatever. The point is, it was a long time ago. So, what we're going to do in this video is we are going to pick up where we left off there, but narrate what happened after that. And the kind of subject of the video is what that winter looked like for us.
Exactly. That's
Specifically. Like that was what we did. Before going to starting RVing, we didn't really know much about Florida, right?
No. Mm-mm.
But it's a great state and it has a lot to offer. But before we went to Florida, where did we go?
We went camping on the beach in Texas.
That's right. So in the Gulf Coast of Texas, there is a lot of free beach camping.
Yeah.
It was really cool
It was.
because it's really packed and it's not super loose and you're not gonna get stuck and stuff. So we did that. We camped in a place called Bolivar Flats, which is on the Bolivar Peninsula, and I can't remember the exact name of that beach. Crystal Beach. We came to a place called Crystal Beach.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
And it was so cool.
It was awesome.
Going there was just a real treat.
It was.
And we spent a week there.
At least a week, yeah.
7 days. That was our longest boondocking experience yet. And after that, we went to this cute little brewery that was a Harvest Host in Louisiana.
That's right.
Called,
I almost forgot.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it crazy? Called,
that was our first Harvest Host.
Was it our first Harvest Host? Wow.
It was our very first Harvest Host.
Wow. Can't believe that. So it was so cool though. It was such a cool,
Awesome.
it had such a cool feel and vibe. And then we continued on to Florida. And this is where we kind of get into the winter stuff. So we went to, the first location was in Florida. We were thinking Florida, winter, south, it's going to be warm.
Right?
Right?
Yeah, it's Florida. It's warm in the winter.
Yeah, where is not warm in Florida in the winter?
On the Panhandle.
On the Panhandle.
Yeah, I
And
mean it
that's
can
where we
be
went.
warm, but it also can be
Yeah,
cold.
it can be warm, but also Virginia
Can
have
be warm.
warm moments. But
We
but
were still wearing winter coats.
we were. It was so we went to a place called Top Sail Hill Preserve
State Park.
which is a beautiful state park.
Beach access, in
Beach
the park.
access. There's trails that you can ride your bike
Beautiful.
on.
Really
Wonderful
pretty.
place, and we had a really great time there. But it was chilly.
It was.
And
we
I
were
remember
like,
all the
"We
kids were
gotta get
bundled
south."
up, and we're coming back in from the beach.
Yeah.
So that was kind of it. So then we decided we need to head
We
further
need to go
south.
further south.
And so then we hit what is in my opinion the best beach in Florida,
I would agree.
and they would agree too, which because there's a big sign that says it,
And we come in the beach.
which was Siesta Key Beach.
Yes.
So that is in Sarasota, Florida. Sarasota is a really nice area, really pretty area.
The west coast of Florida is just a really, really pretty part of Florida. I mean, all of Florida can be really pretty, but it has the blue water, the teal water, and the white sands all the way down the coast, which is beautiful.
Yeah, and so and Siesta Key Beach is huge. It's got this really long strand. So anywhere out there on the beach is really great. The kids had a blast.
So much fun.
Playing doing obstacle course on the beach. And then as we continued further south, we did some other stuff. We did Mayaca River. Mayaca River, it was another state park, and it's near-ish. It's actually really near
It's really
Sarasota,
close to
right?
Sarasota, yeah.
But Mayaca River is
town.
it's like a jungle. So this is one of the cool things about Florida is that Florida is unique in that it's like the only jungle-like place in the U.S.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, like, I haven't been to anywhere else, and I think we could say at this point we've been to a lot of places.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like huge, thick vegetation and like alligators.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And so
insane.
I mean, alligators are a real thing in Florida.
Yeah.
Like if you're like just
you
a heads up,
assume that any water
always assume there's alligators in
has
the water
alligators.
because they can be underwater for what was it, an hour or something?
a long
Like they can be underwater for a long time. So and you can't see them when they're under there. So always assume there's alligators in the water. Don't go swimming in places that aren't like marked for it and stuff.
Right.
While we were there,
Oh, I was really excited about this. So I love to find these like really like the kind of the thing about each park that's like makes it special. And we found out about Deep Hole, which is inside of Mayaka River State Park.
Yep.
And they only allow I think 30. Is it 30?
Yeah, I think it's 30.
30 passes a day
A
for
day.
like hiking passes. And so you have to be there in the morning with your whole group and get a pass. And I actually went without my whole group, and I panicked because she was like, "Is your whole group here?" And I was like, "No."
And
so I had to go back and wake everybody.
she had to wake up early for that, and so
Yeah.
then she
Rush
like
back.
calls us and we're like, "Get everybody ready!" And we
Hurry up.
I think we literally rolled in there in our pajamas.
Yeah.
To
Because
get
there
our
were 5
passes.
of us, so 5 out of 30 is, and there was a
Yeah.
huge group of people there already. So anyway, super awesome
Yeah,
trip.
yeah. No, when she says pass, they give you a ticket and they say, "Here you go, bring it back." We want because they want to make sure everybody's accounted
That
for.
you don't get eaten.
Why is that?
Because Deep Hole has hundreds and hundreds
Hundreds
of alligators.
all on top of one another.
They're like laying on
they're just
top
like-
of each other. They're all over.
It's like somebody got the alligator cannon out.
And then you just walk down this
There's
path,
just
and
tons of
it
them.
comes into an open area, and you can see the alligators in the water. You can see them all around.
And it's a neat kind of hike in there. It's like this prairie land
yeah,
hike,
it's flat,
and it
easy
feels
hike,
like
in
you
the
know,
sun. So
you feel
prepare
like
for
you're
that,
on the grand prairie of
yeah.
something.
So
Anyway,
and
it's
there's
cool.
also, I mean, like technically you can get as close to the alligators as you feel comfortable. Don't get close to them,
Yeah, I
though,
wouldn't
please.
do that.
So I mean, we were even watching this guy. He kept getting closer and closer, and I was
We're
like,
dude,
please just
don't get eaten.
don't get eaten
Please
today.
don't get eaten.
So, but it was such a cool experience
It
to
really
see
was.
that, and I think that's a really unique part of Mayaka River. One of their like claims to fame, I think.
Yeah.
So,
And just in general, it's a nice park.
it was a great park to camp in.
Yeah, and there's 2 different campgrounds. One's older and one's newer.
Yeah, one
just a
campground
heads
is
up if you camp
nicer,
there.
I would say for sure. But they're still great.
Yeah, all of it's great. I mean, it's in the thick vegetation. There's great big,
they
like,
called?
I don't know, banana trees or something. Maybe not. The leaves are just so thick and like, anyway. And they call that a
Canopy.
hammock. They call it like
Yes.
hammocks, or right? Hammocks?
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, so, anyway, it's really great. We really enjoyed Mayaka River.
Yeah.
But then we continued south. From there, from Mayaka River.
And we actually went to the East Coast.
We went to the East Coast, which we had never really done before. So we stayed at a wonderful state park called Jonathan Dickinson State Park. Now that one was full hookups.
Yeah. So not the whole campground, but where we were
But where we were,
had the had.
we actually
hookups.
lucked out, right?
Awesome.
Why?
yeah.
Why? How did we get that spot? Like, didn't somebody?
Well, I just kind of at the time when we did state parks, I just keep paying attention to when people cancel as
You're
we
like
get closer
constantly
to.
refreshing.
I constantly go back to where we want to go, and this one ended up having like a 10-day stay.
10-day cancellation
For
right in
full
front of the
hookups.
playground.
Yeah.
Full hookups.
It's awesome.
And the data signal is always great. Most of the time, great in Florida
Yeah,
because it's
it's
flat. And so that was a
That was
great
awesome.
place.
I love that.
One of the cool features there was 2 really cool things that we did there. There was this. They have amazing mountain biking trails.
Well, I mean, it's not mountain biking in that there's not mountains.
Okay, it's not mountains, but there's
But it is,
there's,
it's like off-road.
but there's
it's
mounds.
off-road
There's
biking.
like berms, and there's all
It was
kinds of
really
really fun
fun.
stuff. So the kids loved it.
Yeah, because it's
and
great for them to test out. You know, they
It was
mountain
pretty
bike.
gnarly stuff. I
It
mean, it
was.
wasn't like terrible, but it was. I mean, it
Right.
wasn't like
You weren't
there
going
weren't
up the mountain.
huge drops.
Right.
But there were like it was
Some
up and down,
technical
lots
stuff.
of fun stuff, and they had a blast. They thought it might
was
as well have
amazing.
been like the most amazing mountain biking ever.
Yeah.
Because for them it was really great.
Well, yeah, especially they loved it. They loved getting to do some little jumps and to learn. It was a great place for them to learn how to mountain bike.
Yeah,
It was cool.
and to experience that a little bit. So that was one really cool thing about Jonathan Dickinson. The next cool thing that we did there. I mean, obviously we went to the beach and stuff, and that was
cool
cool, right?
It's
But-
close to Jupiter.
Yep, Jupiter, Florida.
And or is it Jupiter Beach? Yeah, is it
Jupiter Beach? Is it Jupiter Beach? Jupiter. I know it's called Jupiter.
Jupiter. And there's a beach there that's really cool.
They got a lot of like a manatee stuff going on.
It's
there,
a
down
really
there, too.
pretty beach.
There's actually an area that you can go and see the manatees. It's like a power. We didn't go, but my friend
No.
Dominic told me that like it's like a power station or something, and the water's
Oh, yeah.
warm,
Oh,
and so
yeah.
all the manatees
Manatees
go
come.
around there.
Mhm.
So if you ever go to that area, definitely look that up.
Juno?
Is it Juneau?
I can't remember. We'll find out.
I don't know.
It's really cool there. I think it's one of the prettiest parts of the East Coast.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that other cool thing that we did while we were there was we went to that
Marina.
Yeah, Dom told us about that marina. We had never been to a marina before, like for dinner or anything. But this place was awesome. They were like, "Hey, check out this cool marina." And so we show up and they escort us in a golf cart. We rode in a golf cart there
from our car.
and then we get there and there's a pool at the place. So we're like hanging out, getting like food and drinks, and Megan and I are just chilling while the kids are playing in the pool. And a pool at a restaurant, just like I had no context for that.
They also had like hammocks on the outside.
Yeah, it was really pretty. It was like on a little peninsula, so boats were constantly coming in and out. So a beautiful place to go, especially to go and like watch the sunset or something. So.
And as he mentioned, we met some really cool people there as well, who kind of part-time RV, and we got to hang out with them some, which was neat too.
Yeah, it was a really great time. So then we continued south, and we went to the Keys. Well, actually. Well, first, I guess we stopped in the Everglades. Didn't we do? We went to Everglades first, right?
We did.
We went to Long Pine Key.
I think we did like one night there, maybe one or two.
Well, because the mosquitoes were horrible.
And no-see-ums as well.
Oh yeah, and
they can get through the screen.
No-see-ums can get through your screen.
Yeah,
so you really don't have much protection from
in Florida, it's hot, and you're getting closer and closer. Yeah. I mean, you're almost as far down as you can go, except for the Keys in Florida. Yeah. And it was hot, so we had our windows open to try to like.
Well, you said boondock. You mean when you're in the Everglades?
Yes, when you're in the Everglades.
That far south. Yeah. Yeah, but but the whole thing is when we're boondocking, normally we're not boondocking in a national park, which would like regulate your generator hours. So after 8 o'clock, you can't use your generator. Well, 9, 10, it's still hot. And we couldn't close our windows fully because of the bugs, but we didn't want to even leave our screens open because those no-see-ums could come through. And so we literally were shutting off all our windows. We were like, shh, don't let them know you're in here. Don't even talk too loud. You remember how crazy that was?
Well, because we walked in after having just even the screen door open with like the screen put in, and there were along our lights all these bugs. And we were like, oh my gosh, what happened?
It was horrible.
So we had to go like suck all the vacuum.
Yeah, we with the shot back. But while we were there, one of the best things that has happened to us since we've been on the road happened, and that was meeting Corey and Jesse Nickerson and their girls from Finding Our Someday.
All right. So we have we kind of a little bit stalked Finding Our Someday and found them here in, what is this place called?
Everglades Outpost.
Everglades Outpost, which we highly recommend. Everybody should come and check it out.
It's awesome.
It's really, really cool. And we've been hanging out with them, and he has this smoker over here going with
two racks of ribs.
Two racks of ribs
Doing it right.
in there with his hot Wi-Fi setup. Hey, Liam. All right. So anyway, we wanted to document that they are just as cool as they seem from their YouTube channel and Instagram space. And so come check this place out, though. They're hanging out here. I mean, they won't be here, but you should definitely come check this place out because the people who own it really care about animals, and it's a really cool place to
and check them out.
Check them out. Their YouTube channel is just your YouTube channel, Finding Our Someday. Right. Their Instagram is Finding Our Someday.
And Facebook.
And Facebook is just also Finding Our Someday.
It's
just started raining. Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere started to rain. All right. Check them out, Finding Our Someday.
Yep.
These people are great.
They have become some of our closest and dearest friends, and it's just like that was amazing that we met them in the way that we did, because we were just going to we were gonna go down to the Everglades or something, and I think you saw on Instagram.
So I knew that we had messaged back and forth a little bit. They were saying they were headed towards the Keys maybe, and that they were, in, I don't know what part of Florida that is, but and I was like, oh cool. And so then we drove past the outpost. I don't know what the outpost is. This is our first time ever being in that area, and the outpost is a place that they go and volunteer. And as we drove past, I saw the outpost. It looks like a cool place, and I looked and I was like, that looks like Finding Our Someday's rig. And so we messaged them. We're like, hey, are you guys at the Everglades outpost? And they're like, yeah, we are. And I was like, we should meet up sometime. And he's like, we're there now. Come now. And I'm like,
let's go meet them. And so
And I'm like,
anyway,
"Oh!"
it's always a little awkward when you're like, hey, I don't know you, but I've seen your face
Nice to
before,
meet you,
and
yeah.
not, you know. So anyway, so we ended up hanging out with them and do it, and we got to see
They
the
took us on a
awesome
tour of the
Everglades outpost, which is awesome. If you are ever in the Everglades,
It's Homestead, Florida, I think, right?
Homestead, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're ever in Homestead, check out the Everglades outpost. It is awesome, and it's not just you're not just like buying a ticket and going to see a show. It's also a good cause because the people who run the place really care. So that was a wonderful time, a wonderful thing, wonderful experience. Then after that, the next day, we got up and went down to the Keys. Now, the reason we got to the Keys,
yeah, there's a reason why we went to the Keys.
the reason we got to the Keys is because we said it would be really cool to go to the Keys. And I was like, well, let's just go. Because we're so used to just like, hey, let's just find a place. Number one, we couldn't find any place that had reservations. And number two, it was going to be, do you remember how much?
120 or 160 a night.
I think it was 150.
Yeah, something like that,
or so.
a night.
A night, which is steep.
And I really wanted to see the Keys because I'm like, everyone's talking about the Keys. I want to see the Keys. I've never been to the Keys. I want to.
And meanwhile, we were not, we didn't have a Thousand Trails membership, though we had heard about it. We hadn't bought into it.
Right.
And then we
and
found
we
out.
were still apprehensive.
Yeah, we were. But we found out that for the Trails collection, which is an add-on to the Thousand Trails, we could get access to these other parks, and some of them were in the Keys.
For $20.
And so I called and I said, here's the deal. Do you have availability at that resort? Like if I purchased the Trails collection? And they said, yeah, we do. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Because the thing is, we're full-timers, so we always need to stay somewhere. So if we can stay at a campground and not pay for a week or 2 weeks or whatever, we've just saved a lot of money. So we decided then to do it. We went to the Keys. We got what, 2 days, 3 days in that place?
3 days.
3 days. At Sunshine Key RV Resort, which basically is Sunshine Key. There's not really much else on it.
Yeah.
On that key, and we went down there, and it was a wonderful time. We had so much fun because it was such a short jaunt down there. That was real intentional. But while we were there, we were like having a great time. We took the boat out. And then
the water was awesome.
And the water is awesome.
I like to sit on top of it. I don't like to get
if
in
you
it.
have a paddleboard or something, the Keys are an amazing place to paddle.
Absolutely.
Because you can see right through the water, and that's just not that common. It's not normal for
you can
just
see starfish.
Yeah, you can see.
all
Yeah,
sorts
there's tons
cool
of
stuff.
wildlife in the water. So, but while we were there, while we were packing up, you picked up your phone and you started looking to see if there was any other.
I was like, I
places.
want just one more night, and I looked at what's it?
Bahia Honda.
Bahia Honda, and they had one night available for the day that we checked out of Sunshine Key, and I was like, on the boat in the middle of the water.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I want that.
Yes,
I want that.
literally, like as I'm like,
Yeah.
but I wasn't paddling because we had the motor, but I was like, like motoring back, and Megan's up the front. I'm like, what are you doing up there with your phone?
I'm like, sorry, I'm trying to get us a reservation to stay
giving her a
on
hard time finding out that she's getting us a reservation. So anyway, so we extended our stay by going down to, which was just one key over. So we ended up going down to Bahia Honda.
That was cool.
And one thing about the Keys, I enjoyed our time on the Keys, but the Keys are different than a lot. Actually, there's one road in and one road out, so it's kind of annoying that way. But that's not uncommon for like a lot of beach towns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think I was just tired of driving. But it's a beautiful drive-in though. The whole way down
Very,
there,
very
you're
pretty.
seeing stuff on the left and the right.
I think for us, like going anywhere where you can experience a unique part of that state, I think is something you should do. So going to the Keys is something that is a part of Florida. It's like Florida's known for the Keys.
It is.
So you should go. We didn't make it all the way down to the end
No,
to
not
Key
to
West.
Key West. No.
But for us, we felt like we still got to experience the Keys.
So we came back up, and after we left the Keys.
Did we mention that all the reservations that we got in Florida were last minute reservations?
got
So
them.
you can do Florida at the last minute.
You can.
But you have to be number one,
You have to be-
persistent, and number two, willing to be flexible and get what you can get.
You have to be flexible. If you're not
It would
flexible,
It'd be way
forget
harder
about
for
it.
us to do it now,
With
in
the
the way
40
that we did it. With what
Also with our size.
yeah.
Now too.
Which they don't know that yet.
Yeah. Well, you'll find out soon enough. So.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So.
All right. So the way that we RV now may not have been easy to do.
What we did then.
the Florida thing. So.
And then we went back to the Everglades. So we left the Keys, right?
So we left the Keys and we came back up through the Everglades. This time we decided hey, let's do something in the Everglades. Let's do an airboat.
Let's do what the Everglades. Something
Yeah,
that they're known for.
that's like you know you watch.
What are they known for?
You know,
Airboat
it's
rides.
airboats. Yeah. So we did the airboat thing.
It was
and that was
awesome.
super fun.
I think I enjoyed it probably more than anybody.
It was
I
fun. We used
loved it.
Coopertown airboat tours, and that was a really enjoyable experience. There was a Groupon, so it wasn't super expensive for us. Next, after we did the Coopertown airboats, which was wonderful, our next stop was we went to Blue Spring State Park, and that was kind of on our way back up. Now there was some other stuff we did, kind of meandering up Florida, but the next two things that we did that were really notable and fun in Florida were we went to Blue Spring State Park, which is known for their manatees, right?
Yeah.
So
it is a like a refuge, I guess, like
a manatee refuge.
I don't know if it's a refuge or if it's just like,
It's like a
preserve.
It's a preserve.
Preserve. So tons of manatees can come in, depending upon how warm the water is out in the bay, in the ocean, whatever.
Yeah. Megan, you went out to go for a run.
I go out in the mornings for runs and stuff, and I saw this team of people and like all this gear, and I was like, what are they doing? And it was like SeaWorld.
It was a SeaWorld
rescue team, and I started reading the back of it. It was like manatee rescue and all this. So I started watching. I'm like, what are they doing? And then more people kept coming from this rescue team. And I called Joseph, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but they have a manatee rescue team down here. I was like, oh my goodness, they're gonna rescue a manatee. They're following this little bob thing around. So we got.
That was a neat experience
it was
too.
So cool.
Like what they did was they surrounded the manatee, or partially surrounded the manatee, and just basically made a fence. With I believe they used like a net or something, and basically put funneled the manatee into the back of what looked to me like a pickup truck boat. Because it basically looked like it had a tailgate.
Easy for them to pull.
That was like it was like they could just push the manatee up into the
So they had been watching this manatee for a while. They had marked it, and it was not thriving in the way that they felt like it needed to stay in the water. This one, I don't know exactly what was going on, but I know that they just knew that it wasn't thriving, and so they wanted to get it in and rehabilitate it.
But it was cool though to see that happen. That was a really neat thing. And then after that, with our 1,000 Trails, we went to another Encore Park. This one was free. Not quite the same experience as far as the park goes.
But the pool area was great.
But ignorantly, I didn't realize that I was making reservations on Daytona 500 weekend. And so that place was packed out.
It was.
So,
it ended up still being awesome.
No, and why was it awesome though?
Because there's a beach right there again.
Right there.
For the area, you can drive on the beach and camp, or not camp, but hang out for the day.
Camping on the beach is awesome.
Unique experience.
All right, but driving on the beach is the second to that.
Because all your stuff is right there.
Yeah, you want to go get your cooler. It's in your truck. You want to go get anything in the pickup truck, it's back there.
Yeah.
And so it's really nice to be able to just be like.
And again, that's not something you do on all the beaches in the U.S. because not all sand is hard enough packed. And still people got stuck.
Oh, people were getting stuck there. Remember the guy with the ice cream truck?
Yeah,
who got stuck?
but he knew what to do. He'd done it before, I think.
Probably.
But
and there's no shortage of
people to help.
People with trucks to pull you out.
So I think that again, for that area though, Daytona Beach is known for being able to drive on the beach and that strip, and I loved that. It was super fun to get to do that, hang out for the day.
It was super close to the beach.
Ended up being a great week. And this was our last stop in Florida before we headed out, right?
It was. That was the last stop.
We loved spending the winter in Florida. I mean, whenever you're used to winters being always gray and rainy from where we're from, it was so wonderful. I was just enjoyed so much being outside, and I had a tan in January and February, and it was awesome.
It really.
And I felt very privileged
and
to
also,
be able to do that.
That was our second winter basically going to Florida.
Yeah, well, we did March before. I think February.
Yeah, we only did like a month or so. So this time we were there from like January all the way to like
March. I think March. Like maybe the first week of March.
In spring, basically. So we were in Florida for a really long time this time, and we were able to explore and see stuff. And let me just say that Florida is a really great place in the winter.
It's awesome.
So the spring.
It's busy. That's their busy season. So just if you're going to campgrounds,
places don't have a lot of availability.
Busy.
But if you go inland Florida and you go, that's where you find the springs.
Oh, they're
and
so
then the
beautiful.
western coast, the Gulf Coast of Florida, is really great, especially if you have kids and the water's kind of calm and stuff. But we really enjoyed the southeastern side. But Florida it's not just about the beaches on either side. It's about
Go to the
all of the
springs.
springs. And there's
still more that we didn't get to do yet. So we have to go
oh my
back.
goodness, there's so much wildlife. And the birds, oh man, the birds. They're crazy,
beautiful.
lots of birds there. So it's a really, really cool place to be, to visit. And, you know, I even, when we're there, I'm like, man, maybe I could live here. But I don't know that I could do it in the summer because it's just sweltering and really, really hot in the summer. So, okay, that is our winter in Florida. That's what we did, all right? So now that, we did some other things. Like we went to the RV show, but we already made a video on that. So you need to click up somewhere to see that because it's
around.
It's around. But I released that video a long time ago, and that was our experience there in Florida. So
this is the format we're going to try to do to catch us up, and it's hard. We hope it's going to work. You can let us know. We're going to try to figure out a way to kind of condense time so we can kind of get closer to where we are now.
Yep, and just tell you about the stuff. Show the video that we have so that you can see what that experience is like without trying to make a travel video, because we are not even close to caught up. We have done so much, and we've been so many places and done so many things that we want to share with you guys, but it's really, really hard to sift through that. We're going to try to keep you guys updated. We're also going to do some semi-current videos every now and then, because you know now it's a different climate right now in the time of COVID and whatnot, and so we might share some tips about traveling in COVID. But for now, thanks for watching.
Yes.
We're back.
We're back.
Okay,
We're glad
back,
you're here.
and we're gonna keep making videos. Maybe not as regularly as every week or whatever, but we're gonna keep making videos because we love going back and watching them. We love hearing from you guys. This is, you know, we still love this.
We do.
Just as much as we did when we started, and we've been on the road for a long time now. 2 years. 2 years we've been doing this, and it feels like it's been 2 months.
Absolutely.
It does not feel like
We
it's
still have so much more to do.
We have so much more to do. We have more states to see. We have more places to go. Now we know what places we want to go back to, which is kind of a problem, to be honest, because it's like the list never, ever gets any smaller. It actually gets bigger. So anyway, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Subscribe to stay updated, and go to over to our website at hinson.co and sign up for the newsletter. We're going to be putting out some info.
We have a lot of things we
We have a lot of things we want to do.
But we also work and travel, so we're trying to figure out the balance.
We're trying to figure out how to do everything. This is step one, is just making the videos, and that's what this is. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.